Rights to freedom is dead. We're coming to get our check.
Black first, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I am your host, Afro Elite. Before we get started, please make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, hit all the buttons except the dislike button, because all of that helps the reach and the growth of the channel, and we're on our way to 10K. For everything that you guys do, thank you very much. All right, so there's this white football player who was known for, I guess, dating sisters. He dated this one lady. I guess she's a model. I don't really know her that well. I'm not really into all that type of stuff, but I guess she's some model on Instagram, some black woman, and he dated her. And the thing is that I guess it didn't work out or whatever the case is. So he broke up with her and he went to Taylor Swift. So there's a whole bunch of people online who are upset about this, who are all like, how could you downgrade? Taylor Swift doesn't look half as attractive. You don't really like black women. Oh, how could you leave a black woman for a white woman? So it's a lot of this stuff. Now, mind you, this is a white man who is with a white woman. It should be no surprise to anybody, but apparently this is making quite a few people upset about this. Is kind of disrupting the divesters, because they like to paint this narrative of black men are so insufficient and aren't on the level and aren't deserving and worthy of black women. So the only logical explanation is for black women to be with someone worthy of them, which is white men. Let them tell it, because white men deserve to be with black women. Let them tell it. So that's the narrative that they've been trying to paint, that, oh, well, the black men, the reason why I'm not with black men is because they're not worthy of me because I'm so intelligent and beautiful. They like to paint that narrative and stuff like that as a little excuse to pursue these non-black men. That's really what it is. It's corny. If you want to do it, do what you want to. I don't, co-sign the interracial swirling and all that stuff between black men or black women, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, don't sit up there and make no announcement or anything like that. Just do it. But they try to make announcements and they try to put this narrative out like, well, black women are tired of being blind and loyal to black men, and black men don't do right by black women, so we need a white man because they always do right by black women. So that's the narrative that they try to paint. So we got some stuff we want to react to, because what we're going to do is we're going to build up the case, because this has been building up for the longest time. They like to put things like black women are more educated, black women are healed, and black men are damaged, and black men, they need to do better, and black women shouldn't have to wait. So I'm going to show you this. Now, this was an older video from some Fox channel or something like that, where they reacted to a TikTok of a black woman announcing that she's going to be dating out, like that's some big deal. But she's announcing that. So we're going to be building the case up to the divesters and the swirlers acting like, oh, we're threatening black men by dating white men, like that's scaring the brothers, So we're going to react to that, and then we're going to get to the Travis thing after we build that case up. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
This video is making the rounds on social media of a black woman who says she's going to start dating outside of her race. Take a look.
But as a dark-skinned black woman, the most hate I get is from my own men. And me restricting myself to only dating black men is giving me little to no option.
First off, I'm going to say it's corny. And I'm going to be honest with you. She's not an ugly lady, but corny stuff like this, when women do corny things like this, especially to a black man, it makes you unattractive. The whole, I'm going to make a TikTok video about why I'm dating out. You could have saved that, to be very honest with you. You could have just dated out if you wanted to. And the thing is, when they make these videos about, I'm not going to restrict myself from dating non-black men, what they really mean is I'm going to actively pursue white men and non-black men. That's what they really mean. And this is just a kind of justification of, well, the black men around me aren't treating me well. You know what I'm saying? It's not me. It's just because I'm dark skinned and black men don't like dark skinned women. That's the only thing. So I gotta be with a white man because white people love dark skinned people. Let her tell it. This is corny. And I don't even know her story or whatever the case is, but based off of this very corny video and other things she said about, black men have to heal from trauma and all that stuff, no wonder black men don't want to be with you. It's not because you're dark skinned or unattractive, because she's not unattractive. The thing is that her behavior, and then she's going to justify it with, oh, you just don't like me because I'm dark skinned. No, it's not because you're dark skinned. It's because you have a behavior that's repulsive to black men.
Is that how she looked for real? Because it was a little Barbie.
Oh, I'm sorry. So she's a model. So I went on her page, I made a comment, and she actually wrote me back. And I want to get y'all's perspective on this. Selena, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on her perspective? Now, I'm going to just full transparency before we go down the wrong rabbit hole. The video, she doesn't say she's done with black men. She still wants to date a black man. She says she has to open her options to also include non-black men.
Yeah.
And still, so she's not doing a Stacey Dash on us where it's like, I don't want to date black men. She's doing I'm opening it up so I can have options. Selena, what do you think about that?
Yeah, and she's pro-black and for the cause, Black Lives Matters, all of that.
She's for the cause, really? I don't know if she's rocking with Black Lives Matter because we all know they're not for the cause at all.
What was the most jarring thing that stood out in her rant was that she said the men that hate her the most, that treat her the worst, are black men. And that she said she doesn't have time for them. It's not fair for her to wait for them to heal. My God, that hit me because I was just like, you know what? It is unfair to expect black women to sit around and wait for black men to heal from all the things that they've gone through because of the color of their skin, because of what they've had to deal with in America. But on the other hand, black men get to date all around their race, and they don't care. There's so many beige babies in this world, honey, that it don't make no sense.
Here is the thing with that. Both black men and women have gone through a lot of things in this country and deserve healing, okay? If you want to say both black men and women deserve therapy, okay, that's cool. But what we're not going to do is sit up here and act like black men need to be healed and black women are already healed and black women shouldn't have to wait for black men to be healed, because the same exact thing can be said towards black women. It's not like a lot of black women are out here psychologically more strong and sound than black men are, and black men have just been psychologically broken and need therapy and healing, and black women are just sitting on their hands and they've gotten their emotions and all that stuff together. That's not what it is, okay? We're not going to sit here and be all like, well, the men need, it's always this. And this is the thing that deters. These are black men repellents when we hear stuff like this. Though, you need healing. All of these self-appointed Google therapists who are trying to tell black men how much healing we need to do and trying to diagnose black men, but they don't do that with black women. These are things that deter black men. You're not sitting there because the same thing can be said about black women. Now, justifiably, there are black men who need healing and there are black women who need healing. But when you come at it with this angle of, well, black women are coming to the table already perfect and black men, they just can't get it together. So why should black women wait? Because that's not the reality of what's going on.
So my thing is, I think it was great that she said that. I really think it's about being happy, In terms of relationships, it really should be about being happy. It should really be about, well, I want to date. Yeah, if you prefer, this is your preference. You always want to go with your preference first. But if that's not working, you should not sit around and wait just because your preference, you know what I'm saying, is not coming through. You should go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
I don't really like statements like that. Go where you're celebrated and not tolerated, because that has the standard that like you're on this pedestal and everybody should just automatically treat you like you're on this pedestal. The whole, you better treat me like how I deserve. Well, why do you feel like you deserve that? Because I'm alive, ain't I? So I deserve it. No, we got to stop that. And what's messed up with that is that they only have that expectation when it comes to black men. Because when they swirl, when they date out, they don't have the expectation at all that these non-black men are going to put them on a pedestal to any degree. They're coming in, sitting up there bowing their heads, just hoping that they get allowed in the room, that they get access in the room. But when it comes to black men, they raise the standard. The standard has risen, and now you got to be celebrated. No. The thing is that when you come to a relationship, yes, you should be appreciated for what you can contribute to the relationship and what you do in the relationship. That's a different thing from just walking in the room and being celebrated.
All right.
Amen.
Difficult. What do you think about the story?
Two can play that game. Like
Okay.
you said, if the brothers is doing it, so can we. I personally don't discriminate. You know what I mean? If you come over and I'm like, well, hey there. I'm good with it. You know what I mean? I don't discriminate. I don't. Because I see beauty and handsome in all colors. You know what I mean? So I'm with her when she writes. So girl, do you. If he come up, he's Italian, French, Asian, whatever it is. If he's nice to you, have a good time.
Okay. Lisa Ray?
I concur. Nothing else said.
Okay, what we're going to have to do is look at history when it comes to this, because they like to put this narrative out that black men have been dating white women for so long and it's just been socially acceptable, and this is the response that black women have. Now they're finally starting to break the shackles of dating. That, look, we're going to stop that, because the thing is that as long as black men have been dating and being with white women, black women have been doing the same thing with white men. The first interracial relationship, marriage in the United States, was between a black woman and a white man. So we're not going to sit here and be all like, black women have not been doing that. Have they been marrying less? Yes. But we're not going to sit here and act like this is a response to what black men aren't doing and black men get to do it, so we can too. If you want to be with a white man, just say that, but don't make it seem like, oh, well, black men have been doing it, so it's about time we get our lick back. Like, no.
I have a friend that's a beautiful chocolate girl in Miami. She has one of the best bodies I've ever seen in my life. 100% natural. She's a fitness girl. This girl's skin is chocolate. Shout out to my girl Dee Dee. She's a teacher. She's smart. She's educated. Every time I go to Miami, I'm like, are you dating anyone? She's like, girl, these guys would not holler at me. They just want the Latina girls and the white girls. She's like, they never hit on me. She said, I'm everybody's homegirl. I'm everybody's homegirl. And there's no excuse this woman should not have men knocking down her door trying to get at her. And she says all the time, they are not rocking with the dark skin down here, down in Miami. And both these women are drop dead gorgeous. I made a comment on one of the posts. It was on Dr. Boyce Walken's page about this young lady. I said, I got to have your back on this. I know a girl that's going through similar situations like you, and you're not getting hit on like, you know, these men, they're saying they don't want nothing darker than them. They still doing that stupid brown paper bag test. There's a lot of men in our community that have issues with this, that don't want to date someone that's as dark as them or darker. And they have real issues with it. And they do need healing. And Selena, you are absolutely right. Why should we have to wait for you to go get healing and go get fixed? Or why do we have to be the ones that fix you? She's a beautiful woman. And when men do it, we don't say anything. When black women do it, for some reason, they want to make us be sellouts and bed wenches and all kind of nonsense. A lot of times black women are crossing over out of necessity because y'all ain't hollering at her.
Okay, listen, here's the thing. There are men who don't prefer dark-skinned women. In Miami, you have a lot of, I'm going to be honest, you got some of the Kodak black style tethers who are all like, I don't want no black, you know, they say stuff like that. It's a lot of kind of self-hate and colorism in certain parts. The thing is that I don't believe that nobody is hitting on her at all because she's dark-skinned. Here's the thing. All 100% of women get approached, get hit on, all of them. And how I know all of them do is because men just don't have standards. Men just will hit on any woman. The problem that women have is that the men who are hollering at them are not the men they want to be checking for them. That's the problem. When they say men ain't looking for me, they're not talking about any man at all. They're talking about the men I want to be looking for me ain't looking for me. Now, when she says she's attractive, she's a fitness girl, so she might be very physically attractive. She's educated. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the whole I'm educated, I got a degree, I went to college and everything like that, I'm going to keep it very honest with you. Especially to a black man, women, specifically black women, and this is, I'm not hating, but in a lot of cases, that's become a red flag because a lot of black women have been taught from the dominant society to use their degrees as some type of veto power against a man's masculinity and against a man's authority. So a lot of women use their degrees like, I know this and you don't know anything, and I should be the one in charge. I should be the leader because I have this degree in psychology and I have this PhD. That's a deterrent for a lot of men, okay? So men don't like to listen to that. Then she says the men around her treat her like a home girl. That could be because she behaves a certain way around those types of men. If you behave in a very rigid and masculine type of home girl way, even if you're physically attractive, men are going to put you in a different category than they're going to put other women. They're not going to be like, hey, man, even if they say I still might get with her, but they're not going to take you too serious because men ain't really trying to get with their homegirls like that. Not on no serious type of stuff. Maybe, for a while, but, not taking it that serious. So you have to look at the behavior in that and not sit up there and be all like, the men only want the white girls and the Latinas. With that being said, when she said that gives me the thing of, okay, you might be doing something that is repelling these black men from the ones you want from approaching you. And inside, you don't sit up there and look at yourself in the mirror and take accountability and say, maybe I should stop doing this. Maybe I should start doing this. You're saying, oh, the problem isn't me at all. The problem is just because I'm dark skinned and they don't want dark skinned women. I seriously doubt that. Okay. And even if you want to say that's like a Miami thing where the men are trying to get with non-black women, that is not indicative at all of the entire black community to any degree. So for you to say in Miami, the brothers that I want to holler at me ain't hollering at me, that don't mean that brothers in general don't sit up there and be trying to holler at dark-skinned women, because that's not true. So don't take this sample size anecdotal case and then put this jacket on black men in general. And this is something that happens all the time.
Yeah. And
Y'all
let me
ain't
say this.
She
Have y'all
has beef
seen
too.
what's that actress that went to the Oscars and her man is white and she walks
Yes. Very
so
proudly.
comfortable. The way he looks at her,
Yes.
he
it's
look at
gorgeous.
her, baby.
Oh, Serena
make-
Williams, honey.
Yeah,
Serena
Serena
Williams.
Williams too. Yes, Serena
Her
Williams,
man
the
love
guy
her.
from Reddit. Oh my God, he adores her. Look how happy they look together.
I just want people
And
to be
she dated a
open-minded.
bunch of black men. That was the fool.
And this is another thing that we're going to have to address. The damn standards. White men don't got to do nothing at all. They sit up there walking on the red carpet and they all like, oh my God, did you see him? Did you see? How many black men walk with their wives, walk with their girlfriends, a black couple, looking happy, looking attractive and everything, but they sit up there oohing and eyeing over a white man looking at his black wife. Like, the standards is just so low. And this is the thing that we're saying when it comes to the swirling and all that stuff. Y'all make it seem like black women are swirling because black men aren't reaching a certain standard and black men need healing and black women deserve to be treated better. But y'all don't apply that standard to nobody else. The non-black men, all they got to do is be in the room and y'all like, oh my God, did you see him? He looked at me. Like, this is corny and it looks sad and desperate.
You are still the least educated. You thought you ate. Black men are still the least educated in America. Black women are doing better than you. We are deciding to date more. Understand, it's called listening and reading comprehension. It sounds like you didn't graduate high school because you can't understand. Black women are dating more outside of their race now than they have done in the past. We're not saying it's new. No one's saying it's new, Bookie. We're dating more. And no one said that we're more loyal. We're dating more other races. And we treat them better or differently because they act better. You know how many black men I've tried to be with and they act like babies? Children, I'm not your mom. I'm not doing it. So be mad that no black woman wanted to pander to your ignorant ass. Have a nice day. Go sit down. You have nothing. And I'm sorry I was wrong. I'm not Google checking every fucking thing.
When I was saying things like it's the personality that repels the black men, this is what I'm talking about. This type of personality, no black man is going to want to be with this type of woman. Now, she's admitting she won't act this way around other men. This is the thing that a lot of black brothers are talking about. Like, okay, we got to deal with this rebellious side that women come from. Oh, you got to make me submit and you got to make me feel comfortable enough to be feminine. And off the rip, other men get it just by just being there. They don't have to do anything. The bar is very low for these other men to get some type of cooperation, to get some type of femininity and submissiveness from these type of women. But these type of women, you got to go through hell and high water to get that from a black man. So like, this is, black men ain't really sweating it. You want to talk about your degrees? Black women are not doing better because of degrees. There is really, especially nowadays, and it's starting to become more and more this way, there is no correlation or causation, I should say, between getting a degree and being successful. There is a plethora of broke people with college degrees. Because you have a college degree, so you're quote unquote educated, does not in any way really indicate or prove that you're successful in life. And with this type of behavior, black men are not going to check for you.
You just said it yourself. Black women are making more money. So why can't black men do the same? I'm not understanding. It's not coming to me. It's not coming to me. Y'all want me. Black women, in my opinion, if you can't find a good black man, just date out. It's not that serious. There's a Jose out there. There's a Tom out there. There's something else out there that you can go ahead and try out. Because at this point, this is a joke. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Any man, and there are respectable jobs like a teacher. Like teachers don't make that much, but that's a respectable man. But in my mind, any man who makes less than his wife and his wife is working harder than him is not a real man.
Okay. The thing is that that's not the case. That's very rarely the case where a black man and a black woman are in a relationship, especially a marriage, and the black man is sitting on his hands and the woman is making more than him. In most cases, black women do not make more money than black men. In most cases, black women are not dating down. The whole narrative of, well, black women have all this money now and we're doing so much better than black men. I swear to God, these people are delusional. These people think because they got a new iPhone that they Oprah Winfrey. That's just not true. I don't know who's telling y'all this. Y'all get some type of degree. Y'all throw y'all hat up in the air with your college gowns and everything, and y'all think y'all just destroying everything. That's not what the reality is. Most black women are not dating down. They're not sitting up there carrying after their men like a baby or a child. That's just not what it is. If you want to be with a Tom or a Jose or whoever, then you can go ahead and do that. But don't do that and say, well, the reason is because black women don't want to date down and anything, and black men are so beneath black women, which shows that you have kind of this vitriol and disdain and you're condescending towards black men, which kind of repels, like I've been saying this entire time, that repels black men from at least taking you serious. They might still hook up with you, but black men, especially the black men that you would like, won't take you serious when they hear stuff like that, because that's a red flag. How to piss off a black man, and it's got almost 1 million views. It's gone viral. It's a bunch of random couples, just random couples swirling with pictures. And okay, here's the thing, and I don't want this to become like a general thing on black women, because most black women are not on this type of page. They're not on this type of energy. So I don't want us to be like, I'm sitting up there bashing or generalizing black women. I'm very specific when I'm talking about these are the swirlers and the divesters, which do not represent black women. So let's just be clear with that. But we're going to have to be honest. The swirling and the divesting segment of black women are larger than some people would like to admit that it is. And it's not a flex, okay? And it's not because black men are not treating black women well, so black women have no other options but to leave. It's because, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these black women have white boy fetishes their entire life. We're gonna have to be very real with that, because that's something that the community does not want to admit. That there's always been this corny, weird black girl that we all knew from school who's always liked the white dudes. We're going to have to admit that. And then they grow up and be all like, well, black men never treated me right. Because you never really liked black men to begin with. You've always kind of been subservient and submissive in pursuing white and non-black men. So let's just be honest with that. All right. This isn't no flex. Nobody's sitting up there scared that you're leaving the community, because you've always been that corny, weird chick that no brothers really wanted to take serious. And now you sitting up there trying to make it seem like, haha, well, because you guys weren't doing right, I'm leaving. Nobody's going to miss you. And I'm not at all making this a general statement on black women. This is just for the corny, swirling divester chicks who think that this is somehow a flex. So this is when the rumors started to kind of surface about Travis. He's going from Kayla to Taylor Swift, and people are all like, damn, Kayla was so much more attractive than Taylor, which is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift's really not attractive, but that's just a fact. And then this woman comes up because they were trying to save face in the beginning to make it seem like black women were unbothered by this. But let's look at, she says, y'all keep saying black women are attacking Travis Nichols about who he dates, but the only ones making a big deal are black men. The black women in the comments telling y'all we don't give a F. Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. We'll see. Yeah, it kind of looks like you guys do care, because when we see stuff like this, it says, for you to go from Kayla Nicole to Taylor Swift, you never liked black women to begin with. You were just satisfying some kind of weird fetish. Now that you're done and back to your actual type. She sounds very hurt and bothered, because let me tell you, a lot of these swirlers and divesters, they like to live vicariously through people like Selena Williams, and they like to live vicariously through celebrities that are dating successful white men, because most of them are not doing that. But they like to live vicariously. So they're all of these divestors, all of the people who had a little bit of white boy fetish, all of them are a little hurt right now, because they're seeing that the white dudes ain't really checking for them the way they wanted it to be. Now, the thing is that people say divesting and swirling is the same between black men and black women. But online, I would disagree, because you don't see people being all like, I can't believe Kim Kardashian would be with a black man, then go to a white dude. You never liked us. You never liked brothers. They wouldn't say that about Jennifer Lopez. You were with a black man, now you married a white man. We were just a fetish to you. Is that what it is? Like, that is so corny and desperate, okay? And it shows that, okay, you have a lot of self-esteem issue. That's very corny. I'm gonna be honest. Now, I don't on any team. I don't sit up there and cape for any team. I think they both corny, both the black men and the black women who be doing that. But online, the divesters, y'all just on another level of desperate and corny, and it's very unattractive.
If Travis Kelce ends up making Taylor Swift his girlfriend, I am going to be so fucking disappointed. Not surprised, just disappointed. But he already fumbled with Kayla, so, I mean, from here, we always know what ends up happening. He gonna marry a white girl and move on with his life.
Why, as a black woman, would that make you disappointed? Why would that make you disappointed? As a black person, you really should not care. But why would that make you disappointed that the white dude didn't want to marry a black girl? See, the thing is that with these divestors, they'll tell you stuff like, man, we sitting up there expanding our options and we got better options now because we're taking the barriers off from only dating black men. Y'all want these white dudes to want black girls. And it seems like no matter how much white dudes tell you they do not like black girls, y'all do not want to believe them.
Still in the culture, but don't ever really want to be a part of it.
My question is, who wants these people to be a part of the culture anyway? Let me say one thing. Let make one thing abundantly clear. They're not stealing the culture because divestors and swirlers, you all are not the representatives of the culture. So they can have you without touching the culture at all.
Travis Kelce dated Kayla Nicole. They were together. So what the fuck is going on with him and Taylor Swift? How do you go for, what?
Now, my thing is that I'm not pro swirling at all. I'm not like that at all. The thing is, if you want to do what you want to do, go ahead. Now, I'm going to be honest. Black, and we're going to specify FBA folks right now. We are the most attractive people in the world. That's just hands down. I mean, who's debating that? Come on, that's just a fact. We're the most imitated group of people in the world. Our style, our flavor, everybody's trying to copy that. The way we dress, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we express ourselves. Everybody's trying to be like that. People wouldn't try to be like that if we were not literally the most attractive people in the world. That's just a fact. I mean, who's going to argue that? It's just reality. So if you want to be with a non-black person, I'm not even just saying non-FBA, non-black person, go ahead, knock yourself out. You're the one who's downgrading. And I'm talking about the black men and the black women who do that. You're the one who's downgrading because you can't beat the OG, and we the OGs. The black men and the black women, we just the OGs. That's just what it is. So if you want to do that, go ahead, knock yourself out. I swear nobody's sweating you. But the thing is that don't try to paint this narrative of, well, you see, the black man, he's not as educated and he doesn't have the degrees I have, and I'm just more worthy of someone who's on my status, which is a white man. And stop. Because when we say things like you guys treat them differently, it's not because you have these standards that black men aren't reaching. It's because you lower your standards when it comes to non-black men, and then you raise them when it comes to black men. That's the thing these divestors are doing. They don't have the same standards for dating out that they do when it comes to dating in. That's their problem. So the whole black men aren't reaching the standards and aren't reaching the level and aren't healed enough, as if black men are psychologically weaker than black women, and black women were able to resist being traumatized and damaged, but black men aren't. And we need to be healed and stop being babied and pacified. That stuff is Stop that. The whole black women are making more money. I mean, I guess you're making more money than you used to. You're not out earning black men, and that's never been the case. So let's stop that too. Like, stop all the excuse making. If you want to swirl and do your little slave play thing, then I guess that's whatever floats your boat. No pun intended. I'm not trying to refer to the slave boat, but I guess that's kind of what they do. But the thing is that whatever, nobody is sweating that. But you guys try to trick yourselves into this reality that these white dudes is really checking for sisters. These white dudes is really trying to get with black women, but the black woman's loyalty to the black man is preventing that from happening. And then when the white man is like, oh yeah, I really don't like black women, then there's a whole bunch, and you see it every single time, there's a whole bunch of women online like, I can't believe it. Why don't you like black women? Like, that is desperate. That is desperate. That is corny. That is just not a good look. And of course, this isn't a representation of all black women. Of course, even most black women are not on this type of desperate, corny page. Most black women are not on that type of page, but it's just desperate. That's just desperate. Okay. The whole, why are you leaving black women for, he's white. He's white. What do you expect him to do? We've been saying for the longest time, and this is not just when it comes to white men, this comes to white women. So this can be advice for the brothers too. These white people look at you as a fetish. They get with you for a little bit of time, they get their rocks off, and then they go back home. They go to their white families. They don't want to have no mixed breed family. They don't want that. They'll do that. They'll sleep with you. Everybody wants to sleep with us. They'll sleep with you and then they'll leave. Like, because they know where their allegiance is. They know where their loyalty and agenda lies. They understand that. We're the only people who are being tricked into thinking that they desperately love us and appreciate us. That's just not the case. The divesters are looking really bad right now. Now, mind you, if this was a black man who was with a white girl after dating a black girl, all of these divestors would be sitting up there making videos, TikToks, all of that stuff. Like, this is what happens. Black men don't really like black women. They only want white girls, and they only with black women because they can't with white girls. Like, they'll say stuff like this. Now, mind you, the divestors are hurt. It's a gut punch to them. Okay, they're hurt. They're not going to respond to this. They're not going to make any videos about this because they like to push a certain narrative that is false. That's why they are very selective with the type of subjects that they cover. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know, what do you think about the Travis and him dating Taylor Swift? What do you think about the other videos about black women dating out because black men are not worthy, apparently? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, you should be following me on my various social media platforms, which is Afro Elite on Instagram and the Afro Elite on Twitter. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, because all of these things help the reach and the growth of the channel. And for everything that you guys do, thank you very much. We're on our way to 10K. Now, with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, be one salute to every single last one of you all, and you all have a good one.